got here a West Side story. Many of you may know me by now. My name is Lewis. I'm a litigation paralegal at a prominent law firm here in Corpus Christi, Texas. I'm happily married to a wife. We've been together for 13 years. We've successfully raised 6 children. 2 of them are grown adults. They're in their late 20s. They live successful and happy lives. I have a master's in business administration, a bachelor's in legal studies. I have a bachelor's in criminology, that is crime in the streets. I have a bachelor's in drug addiction. I have 6 escapes under my belt. I have 11 fights, lost a couple, but you win some, lose some. Also, anything that I say in this video is not to promote, endorse any families or any groups or affiliations. Also, my goal is not to use any racial slurs or anything of racial nature. That's not our goal here. Our goal here is to light the next man's candle and to use my experiences to enlighten those who sit in darkness. So you have any questions for me, nephew?
Yeah, what you want to speak on time you brought the FBI down?
Oh, the FBI. The day I brought the FBI down to Ferguson unit. Yeah, that's one that I had on one of my notes, I wanted to talk about. I thought it was funny. I thought it was a funny story. Well, I was a writ writer, what they call a writ writer in Texas prisons. I was the one who would write writs, write grievances, file divorces, help people fight their cases. You know, in prison you get cases, they're administrative cases, you know, write-ups. They could either be minor or major cases. I believe I've even won a 1 or 2, or even got them dropped down to minor cases. So in this instant, I was down in Edinburgh, Texas, on Monte Cristo, Segovia unit. It was like a state jail type of facility, one of them prototype open bunk area. If you've ever been to one of them safe key programs, that's the type of buildings they are. So anyhow, I forgot the details of the case, but like I said, I was a writ writer, and they wrote me up for I believe it was for fighting, and I wrote up the captains and all the administration there, because there's another story to that also. So anyhow, I got shipped to Ferguson unit. I was like 3 months away from getting out, 3 to 4 months away from going home. So they shipped me to Ferguson unit, and I thought that was one of them retaliation moves, because that's another thing, that they're not supposed to retaliate against you for writing grievances or seeking redress in the courts. That's what they call it. So anyhow, I'll go to Ferguson, and I'm thinking, oh man, these guys are trying to set me up for failure. You know, Ferguson is a fast unit, so you know, you got a lot of young guys over there. I was 28 years old at that time. So there was guys younger than me, my age, or maybe a little bit older, but. So I wrote the FBI in that region. I told them, I feel like I was being retaliated against, you know. It was a section called United States Code 18 USC 1985. That's section 18 USC 1985. You can use that to your advantage. It should be civil in nature, and it can cross into a criminal nature. But yeah, man, them FBI went grabbed me from my cell. Well, one of the guards told me, hey man, they want to see you. So yeah, FBI was asking me. FBI agent went down. I brought the FBI agent down to Ferguson unit. So they didn't really make nothing of it. You know, they didn't make anything of it. You know, I just told them the story. I felt like I was being retaliated against. You know, they set me over here for failure, you know, because, you know, once you're in Ferguson unit, man, you got to walk on eggshells, you know. You know, it's a dangerous game, guys. It's a dangerous game, man, in prison. You know, you've heard them stories where guys, you know, they go in there for 5 years and they pick up cases and they end up with a life sentence.
Is Ferguson more like a younger, a gladiator school, they call it?
Yeah, that's what they call it back in the days, back in the 80s, 90s. it still has that stigma, you know, of course, because you got guys there. I met guys there with life sentences, you know. So yeah, it's a gladiator farm for sure.
Man, so you brought the FBI agent down to Ferguson unit,
Brought the FBI, yeah,
to come talk to you about the cases and all that.
yeah, sure did.
So you made a point. They saw how strong your law was that they came down to come see you, huh?
Oh yeah, oh definitely. So that's another thing, you know, being a writ writer, you know, you got to be careful, you know. I mean, if you're gonna stick to your guns, you know, make sure you really strongly believe in what you're doing, you know. At the same time, you got to be careful because you're in the system, and you know they have ways to retaliate against you. You know, they'll put you on that bus and they'll ship you all around the state. You know, and they'll send you to a bad prison where, you know, it can be hard to get out. They'll set you up. You know, so y'all got to be careful, guys.
So around that time, you're already getting out, right? You were close
Yeah.
to coming home already?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I ended up making it out, thanks to God. You know, I just stayed in my cell. You know, I try to, you know, be invisible. You know, like I said, I had already done my 10 years at that time, so I had nothing to prove. I've, you know, earned my bones or did my work or whatever you want to call it. So, you know, I'm just trying to lay low and get out of there. You know, them guys, you ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. You know, them guys ain't gonna remember you. They might think, oh, at the time, oh, he didn't, you know, fight. But hey, I'm a grown man already. You know, I'm 28 years old and I'm trying to make it out to my family. You know, I've done my time, so I'm trying to get out. You know.
What was that story that was about to kick off?
Oh man,
Let's get into
sure
that one.
enough. I guess my fears, what you call, you know, your faith. You know, your faith is powerful. You know, I guess my fears came to life because sure enough, one day, well, I mean, I went out, you know, to rec into the day room a couple of times. You know, I just wasn't in my cell, but I was trying to be limited, you know, in my exposure. You know, but anyhow, one day I was getting closer to getting home. At this time, it might have been about a month. Not even that. Matter of fact, if I recall correctly, it was like within a week of going home.
Damn, it's close.
Yeah. And we were all in the day room, very small. People who know, you know, them prototype units, they're very small. And sure enough, something was almost going to kick off. It was between us, the Mexicans, and I was a Solano, by the way, so I didn't run with anybody. But of course, everybody knows the common knowledge. You know, you got to at least, you know, kick it with your race if anything happens. You know, everybody knows that. But you know, we almost kicked it off with, you know, with the Black brothers. You know what I mean? So, and I said, wow, and it was over a pen. I don't remember the details, but it had something to do with the pen. Guy was saying, man, somebody got my pen or something. And I'm thinking, oh man, you know, it's gonna go down. And you know, so if something would have kicked off, even though I didn't participate, well, I had to participate anyways. But if you claim to if you try to fight the case on grounds that I wasn't involved or there was no body marks on me, so therefore I'm not guilty, they're gonna get you. They're gonna write you a case for a riot, and you're gonna get consequences for that. So I'm thinking, wow, man, I'm about to go home in a week and this shit's gonna go off. So I said, man, I might as well get down anyways. So man, I got up, man, and I took off my shirt. I said, man, let's do it, man. Well, thank God, man, they squashed that, man. They squashed it. And I said, wow, man, what a relief. I said, man, I really did. I mean, who wants to riot, you know? Who wakes up in the morning and say, let's go riot? Nobody wants to do that, you know, but stuff happens, you know, at the heat of the moment, and pride takes place and all that stuff. So, but yeah, I was almost gonna, who knows what would have happened if I would have, you know, if that would have happened, I might have got another case, and you know, they would have probably took my custody level. And I believe nowadays you have to have a certain custody level to get out. So that was my concern. But like I said, I'm rusty. It's been a long time. It's been 13 years. So, but yeah, if I remember correctly, you had to be a certain level for them to let you go. And that's another story I can tell you about. I know how them custody levels came into play. I read a case in the law books, but we'll save that for another story. A lot of people don't know how them custody levels came into play back in the early 90s, I believe it was. But anyhow, I got some information on that. But yeah, that's what it's like, guys. It's easy to get in, but hard to get out, man. It's you know, the best thing to do is just stay, you know, do the right thing, man. Do the right thing out here. That's all you can do, you know. You put yourself in them positions, you know, no telling what, you know, which way life can take you when you go that route. So I advise many of you guys just to hang up your gloves and just do the right thing and take care of your family. you know, get a job and just do the right thing, guys.
Life of a Felon. Back with another video. Go subscribe to a West Side Story. Thanks for watching.